News welcomes lots of suggestions, advices, do's and don'ts from your mother-in-law, grannies, aunties, neighbors, and God knows from whom. And all these advices are so contradicting that it leaves you confused by the end of the day. Hi, so today I'm here to clear your confusions. So I'm going to talk about pregnancy, few of the pregnancy myths and their realities. So since I've been talking a lot about pregnancy in my previous videos, like pregnancy and thyroid, pregnancy post-thyroid, so I thought I should add this video to it as well. Okay, so now there are lots of pregnancy related myths that we have been bearing for generations together as a legacy. But how many of these myths are actually correct and how many we should believe it and we should follow it? Because we don't mind following it just not to hurt your elders, but then this shouldn't adversely affect your baby. By the end of this video, you will clearly understand what I mean when I say it adversely affects your baby. Okay, so today it's practically, ideally there are lots of myths, but then practically it is not possible to put all the myths together in one video. So I have just handpicked few of the myths and I've tried to explain, try to throw some light over the reality of it. Okay, but then if you want to know more myths and the reality towards it, please contact me for my ebook and I shall help you how you can get that ebook. Okay, so let's get started. Let's discuss about the myths. Eating papaya can cause miscarriage. This is a very common myth that we have been hearing about it for generations together. We always say that half knowledge is more harmful than no knowledge. Here is what the example is. Okay, yes, it is true that a papaya can cause a miscarriage, but then no one knows no one knows the inside of it. Okay, a papaya has got an enzyme known as papain, and this enzyme is present only and only in raw papaya, and it's completely absent in ripe papaya. So this enzyme induces miscarriage, but the amount of enzyme that is there in one papaya is not sufficient to cause a miscarriage. So you need to have at least 10 to 12 raw papayas in order to have a miscarriage, which is practically not possible unless you are deliberately trying to abort a baby. Okay, so definitely papaya does not cause a miscarriage. You can go ahead and eat as many papayas as you feel like even while you are pregnant. Okay, so this is what the myth is. I'll tell you what reality. If you eat papayas, what are the benefits of it? Okay, so the reality is they are rich in vitamin A, B, C, potassium, beta carotene, which are all of them are very high in antioxidants and they boost their immunity. Okay, so vitamin A makes the eyesight of a baby very sharp, and vitamin B helps us for the proper functioning of the baby's vital organs, and so on and so forth. So every vitamins, every minerals that is there in this plays a vital role, plays a major role in the development of the baby. So please do not stop eating papayas. Continue eating papayas. That's not going to harm your baby at all. Myth number 2. Eating banana can lead to dropping of a fetus. This is another thing that people usually say while eating banana is, if you eat lots of banana, there are high chances that you have a baby boy. Okay, both of these myths are definitely not right. Okay, first of all, by the time you come to know that you're pregnant, the fetus has already decided the gender. So there's no way that you can change your gender by eating bananas. And it practically doesn't make any logic when you say eating bananas can increase the chances of having a baby boy. Okay. Second thing, again, eating banana can drop the fetus is again not right. Okay. Fetus is implanted in a placenta very strongly. Just by eating bananas, a fetus cannot drop. Okay, this is what the myth is. Now, let's see what are the benefits of having bananas. Now, what I'm going to cover in this video is it's very short. You have a big list of advantages, benefits of banana, which is there in my book. Okay, so eating bananas banana is very rich in folate. It has a very good source of folate. Folate is something that the folic acid supplements are given to the pregnant females. This folic acid helps in the development of the baby's brain. So you get natural folate through bananas. So why not have it rather than having supplements, isn't it? Apart from this, the very important thing, banana helps in the weight gain of a baby. So that makes your baby healthy. So please do not stop eating bananas as well. Okay? Myth number 3. Having kesar milk can make your baby fairer. If that was the case, Africans wouldn't have dark babies, to be honest. So this is definitely not true. The complexion of a baby is very hereditary. It depends upon the genes. Your genes decides the complexion of a baby and not kesar. So don't be under the misunderstanding that if you have kesar, you're going to have a fairer baby. The baby's complexion has already been decided before you get to know that you're pregnant. But yes, you should definitely have kesar because kesar has its own benefits. Okay, so kesar, it manages your mood swings and it regulates your blood pressure. You have lots of mood swings when you're pregnant. So kesar will help you to for those mood swings, fluctuations. It will control your tantrums. So for that you should definitely have kesar. Okay. So myth number 4. You need to eat for 2 members at a time. People usually say that since you have a fetus growing in your body, you need to eat for 2 people. One is for you and one is for your baby. This is not right. Whatever you eat, the baby absorbs the nutrients from the food that you eat. You do not have to eat extra for your baby. That is unnecessarily going to put on the weight, and the weight that you gain during pregnancy, the extra weight that you gain during pregnancy, it is very difficult to shed. So please do not eat more just by listening to those incorrect old wives stories that and you can continue eating the way you were eating before. Just make sure that you have a healthy diet, you have all the nutrients in your diet. That is sufficient, more than sufficient rather. So let's look at the next myth. Myth number 5. Pregnant females should not travel by auto, bus or bumpy roads. You can even go home by parachute. That doesn't make a difference. That doesn't matter really. I'll tell you why. Once a female is pregnant, your body prepares a placenta for just one pregnancy. Okay? This placenta is implanted into your uterus very strongly. Moreover, your baby is cushioned by the vernix, amniotic fluid and then the amniotic sac. So there's no way that your baby is going to harm if you travel by auto, bus or through a bumpy roads. So this is absolutely fine. That is not going to harm your body. The natural shock absorbers of your body are very strong. So don't worry about it. So let's see what the next morning sickness only happens in the morning. Though the name says morning sickness, that doesn't necessarily mean that it will happen only in the morning. It's been named morning sickness because the frequency of having those sicknesses in the morning, and as the day rises, the sickness reduces and you go back to your normal state. That is why it is called morning sickness. But this morning sickness is very subjective. Like every pregnancy is different. Everyone's morning sickness type is also different. You can have the morning sickness in the morning, in the evening, anytime in a day. So that's again a myth that the morning sickness happens only in the morning. Next myth. Myth number 7. Anti-stretch mark creams can avoid stretches on your stomach. Okay, now this is a topic of debate actually. Okay, no anti-stretch mark creams can reduce or stop the stretches on that stretch marks that you're going to get on your stomach. So this is again depends upon the type of a skin. this is completely depend upon the type of your skin. If your skin type, if your skin structure tells that you're not going to have anti-stretch, not going to have stretches, no matter whether you apply the anti-stretch mark cream or no, you will not have it. But if your skin type is such that it's going to give you stretch marks, even the costliest anti-stretch mark cream will not help you. Okay, so these stretches happen because due to the extension, your skin expands to make a room for your baby. So this is the reason why you get stretch marks on your stomach. Just applying a moisturizer is more than enough. This can keep your skin moist and help you to reduce your stretch marks to some extent. Myth number 8. Your eating habit indicates if it's a girl or a boy. A very, very common myth. You're eating sour, that means you're going to have a girl. If you eat lots of sweet, that means people say that you're going to have a baby boy. That is not that easy to identify or guess the gender of a baby. So the food that you eat, the cravings are mostly the demand from your body. Your body tend to undergo lots of deficiencies whilst you're pregnant. So any deficiency, your body will crave for that kind of a food. For example, if you have an iodine deficiency, your body will crave to eat lots of pickle. This is just one example, and that is how the other cravings are as well. So the cravings will not decide whether it's a baby girl or a boy. Myth number 9. You have a heartburn if your baby has more hair. This is again a very common myth. Okay, you do not yes, you do have a heartburn, but the reason is not that your baby has lots of hair. The reason is, as the fetus grows, it makes a room for himself. How does it make a room for himself? It pushes your stomach. It gives a force against your stomach, which releases the acid in your esophagus. Because of this, you get the inflammation in your heart, and that is why you have a heartburn. Okay, this is a scientific reason. So growth of your baby's hair has nothing to do with the inflammation in your body. To explain this, I have a diagram for you. This is the digestive system, or rather you can say the visceral part of a normal female, and these are the visceral part of a pregnant female. So if you could see, the stomach of the baby, the stomach of the mother has been pushed upwards by the fetus. Because of the force that has been put on the stomach, the stomach releases the acids into your esophagus, which causes inflammation. This is all for today. Thank you so much for staying with me till the end of this video. Okay, as I told you at the beginning, these are just a few myths that I could showcase it in the video here. But it's practically not possible to cover all of the myths. I have a book which shows all the possible myths. I've tried to cover all the possible myths in that book with a detailed explanation as to what happens if you do not follow or if you follow those myths. Okay, so if you want this book, please mention it in your comment box and I shall get back to you. Thank you for your time, and if you like this video, if you find this video really informative, do subscribe it, do click on the like button and comment and share. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.